series of specials all this week, and I ask you to TiVo the show all this week and share it with a friend, please. The $787 billion stimulus package includes more than $100 billion for green initiatives. You just met our green job czar. Now, how much of a role did Van Jones or the Apollo Alliance and their left-leaning allies have in crafting the stimulus package? Phil Kerpen is here. He is the Director of Policy for Americans for Prosperity. Pat Caddell is back with us. He is a former Democratic pollster. Still a Democrat, Pat?
Yes.
Okay. Phil, help me out on this. The reason why I'm bringing the Apollo Alliance in today is because I feel strongly that America cannot allow any more legislation to pass, because this isn't the normal game that has been that we're used to. These are people, not our representatives, writing all of this legislation. And a great example is the stimulus package. Tell me about the Green Jobs Initiative that passed under Bush but was not funded.
Well, we've seen an enormous increase in green spending in recent years. This has been one of those things that supposedly everyone can agree on, that's politically correct and so on. But behind the scenes, we've seen that the push for it has really come from the kind of radical left-wing groups that you've talked about. People like the Apollo Alliance that are designed to bring together organized labor with sort of the street social justice agitators, with the traditional environmentalists have been behind the whole push for green jobs. I think there was a very telling quote from Harry Reid about the stimulus bill. I want to get this exactly right. He said, "The Apollo Alliance has been an important factor in helping us develop and execute a strategy that makes great progress on these goals and in moving the public to support them." And I think that second part is really critical, the way that they brought together all of the major elements of the leftist coalition, and they used it to bring public opinion to bear. Now, historically, the unions had been very much against environmental regulation. The insight here with Apollo and Van Jones and so on is that if you raid the U.S. Treasury and you take all this money and use it to subsidize these so-called green jobs, make them union jobs, give money to the social justice street organizers and so on, you can get every one of these leftist constituencies on the same side with taxpayers on the other side, and they can loot the U.S. Treasury in order to support all of their friends.
Pat, you said to me during the break, it's all about the money.
It's all about the money. It is about the money, folks. Follow the money. Just, you know, the movie. It's all very simple. The unions, the question the gentleman asked is about why the unions, who used to be not for green jobs and not for the environment because they were afraid of losing industrial jobs. Why are they for it? Well, first of all, because they're going to get more jobs, and because they've got a deal. The stimulus deal was, and the head of the LA County Development said this about the stimulus, said, oh, wait a minute, but because we're putting in these union rules, these special rules that say you have to pay prevailing wage, which is 50% higher than what the market wage is on construction jobs, that means that you get half the construction projects that you had. Got that, folks? Then you get ACORN. You know, you can't leave out the other part of this, the ACORN funding. And what I want
business.
Oh, let me tell you. Look at cap and trade. Look, this is about looting the people who are looting the country. And they include well, I don't know, they're not Democrats, but these are people who are looting the country, and that they are doing it because either to feather their causes or their own interests, and the people who want to hold on to power.
Okay,
they will do anything to hold on to power.
When I come back, I want to tell you about two things. Where did the cash for clunkers idea come from? Originally, somebody wrote about it. We'll tell you about it. They gave it a different name. And also, remember a few months ago we talked about the smart grid. Well, there was no debate on the smart grid. Did you know that it's been funded? We'll give you that information next.